Hey, I don't know if my ass cheek comment got it.
That's what hell way to open a stream. Like taking it right off.
Tattoo in my left ass cheek. How you doing? It's fucking Wednesday. It's a Tuesday night at 10:41. How y'all doing out there?
How's it going, guys?
Yeah, so here we are. I just got off of work and I was talking with Nate the Great over here, and he was saying, "Yo, we want to stream this weekend." And I was like, "Well, I'm going to be a little busy this weekend, so I'm not positive, but I'm getting off work in about a half hour or so." So I figured, hey, well, why not stream for a little bit, talk some horror with the Horror Boy. I figured that would be a fun time. And originally, my idea was to do like what we've watched because I've watched a shit ton, and I'm sure Nate's been watching a shit ton. By the way, guys, Nate's been doing a Friday the 13th retrospective video series. I believe he's up to part 8 now. And man, they've been awesome, awesome reviews. I've really enjoyed them.
Thank you.
Yeah, they've been great stuff. So totally go check out the Horror Boy channel. I don't know how to put the link in the description. Maybe Nate can show me how to do that after we are off the air. But yeah, totally check out Nate's reviews. He's been watching those. And
Thank
also,
you.
I've just been watching crazy stuff. So I figured I'd just get to that on the show Thursday when I review. Actually, it's something I've talked to Nate about and Brian. I'll be reviewing the Gates of Hell trilogy for that show, which should be super fun. Little Lucio Fulci flavor to the graveyard. I cannot fucking wait to talk about those 3 movies and what I've watched. So Thursday is going to be a jam-packed, awesome, fun show. I hope you all tune into that. But tonight, instead of doing what I just said about, what we've watched and whatnot, I figured we finish the episode that we were so rudely interrupted by the Ram Nation producers, although I love them. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I figured we'd finish the retrospective of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise with the Horror Boy. So here we are. We're back and better than ever. I got my Kruger on. He's got his Latino fucking heat, man. It's lit, as they say, man. How you ready for this?
Oh hell yeah, man! I'm ready to get into this, boy.
Hell yeah. I know we were kind of rushed on our review of the remake. I gave my thoughts. Like, I will be honest, I think the Dolph Lundgren thing would have been really cool. And so when I first thing
Yeah.
I think of when I think of that movie is Dolph Lundgren as Leatherface would have been sick. But that unfortunately did not happen. I love Jessica Biel running around the tight white t-shirt with her titties bouncing all over the place in the
Mhm.
rain. That's awesome. But I don't know, man. I just have some problems with the final act with her chopping his arm off and stealing the baby. And I don't know. It's kind of a weak finale for me. I don't know if I've ever really. Maybe it's one I've got to rewatch. Like I've only seen it a couple times. Not the worst remake in the world, but definitely one I do not go back to and watch very often. But is there anything more you'd like to add on that in defense of the film? Because I know you are a fan.
Um, I personally, I do think it's better than most remakes. Like, I would assume it's better than the Hitcher remake. I like it more than the Rob Zombie remakes. I think it's because it is kind of it's harmless. It doesn't really do anything dramatic, but at the same time, it doesn't do anything too spectacular. So you're left in that weird spot where it's like it's okay, but really it didn't it didn't do anything spectacular. It's kind of like a generic slasher film. But I thought for what it was an okay movie. And I grew up with the movie. That was the first Chainsaw Massacre movie I ever watched. Was the remake. I don't like it as much as I did back then, but I like certain things about it. Like I like the cast. I like the look of the movie. I think that's probably the best part is the way the movie's shot and that interesting Marcus Nispel atmosphere, which people have said has been ripped off in his later on movies. But um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's kind of harmless. That and I'm a sucker for the franchise, so I like almost every one of these movies. So
Yeah, I know where you're coming from. It's definitely one of those remakes. It's not as bad as, The Thing, which is granted, I guess that's technically a prequel, right? It's not like bad as The Fog. It's not like Elm Street 2010. It's not as bad as those movies. But I don't know, I guess it just doesn't stand out. And like I don't know, like some of the things like with the buck teeth kid running around, like
mm. The family
why?
is probably the weakest part. Honestly, the family is really bad in that movie. Like,
Yeah, I think part 3 makes you know, I think it makes the part 3 family look like amazing in
Hmm.
comparison to me. Like they did the little creepy girl right. They did the mother character right, who was like the smoker and you
Yeah.
know, or the Viggo Mortensen character with like he had weird like nails and shit and how do you like Texas? I liked that family. I thought they were a creepy family. The family in this one though, I just felt it was super forced. I don't know. It could be
Hmm.
just me. I'm not positive. But yeah, this definitely one that I would argue to say I've probably seen it the least. This and Leatherface, because I've only seen Leatherface once. This one I've only seen maybe twice, three times tops. Not the worst movie in the world, but definitely not one of my faves. I don't remember what I gave
Right.
it on the show last week. I think I gave it like a 4 out of 10. I'll probably stick true to that rating on
That's
this.
fair. That's fair. Yeah, it's the family. I think the problem with the remake and the prequels family is that they're kind of generic. They're just nothing. There's nothing to their chemistry. There's nothing to their charisma. Like even the Slaughters, you had the crazy like Matthew McConaughey and his wacky girlfriend and the guy who says Shakespeare quotes. Like you had all that crazy shit. So it made that family awesome to watch. You know?
The guy quoting FDR. We have nothing to fear but fear itself. That's fucking hilarious, man. I
Yeah.
can't. Yeah, and I would say definitely I agree. They almost feel too polished. It feels like a
Mhm.
Hollywood horror style family as opposed to a backwoods what it should
Right.
feel like. Yeah, like
You can't do that
Arlie
with
Army
the
isn't
series.
bad, but you know.
You can't do that with the series. You can't make it a Hollywood polished. It's not like that. Chainsaw Massacre was never meant to be a Hollywood movie. So when you make it a Hollywood movie, it does this. It just doesn't. It so
Clashes.
yeah.
Exactly. Exactly, doesn't work. This series has always been about the exploitation, you know, like gritty, grimy feel. But this one in particular, I don't know what it is about it. It just didn't do it for me. It just feels too polished. And it's funny because like the Friday 13th, oh, I think we got Gideon coming to the stream. Oh boy.
So good.
Hello.
How
What
are you,
is up?
pal?
Nothing much, man.
How's it
Hear you a
going?
little staticky, pal.
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh shit.
I
Okay.
think I think he's
That was
trying to get
brief.
his studio mic. Probably he has a studio mic.
Oh, okay. So hopefully you can maybe join us back on here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of the Hollywood glossy look for this. It didn't, not work for the Friday 13th remake that Marcus Nispel went on to do. I felt like that movie worked a lot better because that movie is more formulaic. Like it's, the dumbass kids in a location, Jason's picking them off one by one. Texas Chainsaw Massacre isn't that. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is just this amazing atmospheric, lightning in a bottle type of movie, and it's hard to recapture that. We'll talk about the movie that I think probably does the approach as close to the original um, when we get a little later on in this video because it's a bad movie, but I think the approach is there. Um, but yeah, man, I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on the remake. Never was the biggest fan, but it's due for a rewatch. I haven't seen it too much,
Mhm.
so I will definitely be giving that one a rewatch sometime soon.
Yeah, I can't defend it. I can't defend this or like pretty much after part four, the series doesn't. It's wishy washy. Either you can get into it or you can't. Um, I'm probably one of the only very few people who will defend some of these later on sequels. Like not defend them, but not totally trash them.
Yeah,
I'm just a
definitely.
sucker for the franchise, though. That you're talking to the guy who likes, you know, pretty much almost all these movies. I can even find some enjoyment in part four. So
Yeah, true. You're the biggest Chainsaw fan that I know. So I was just like, yeah, if anyone that have something cool to say, even about the beginning and 3D and Leatherface when we get there, it's gonna be you. So yeah, that's pretty much my final thoughts on the remake. If you want to give your rating again, I know we gave our ratings in the other show, but
was that a 10 or 5?
out of 10.
I give it probably a solid 6, maybe 6 out of
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, I think we both are in agreement on that. So a 10 out of 20 if you're putting us together, middle of the road remake for me. Um, Oh no, Gid says he despises the Next Generation.
Yeah, he does. He hates that movie. He hates it more than me. I'm because he didn't look at Leatherface in that movie. I'm like, I can kind of agree with you on there. Look, Leatherface was criminally treated in that movie. You gotta admit that, though, man.
Oh,
Great.
horrible, horrible. I admit it's a piece of shit. It's just an entertaining piece of shit. It's
It is. It's like
funny.
Troll 2, man. It's like there's points in it where it's just like the acting and the characters are just so bad. You're like laughing at it, man.
Yeah, I think I said on that show, I said it's the Troll 2 of Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. It really, really is.
Yeah,
Like,
I do agree. It's totally stupid fun. That's pretty much how I would describe it, man.
100%. Yeah, so we come in at about, the same. I gave it a 4 out of 10. I gave Nate gives it a 6 out of 10 on the remake. And that brings us to, I think, 3 years later, and this movie was a prequel to one of the few movies that's actually connected in the series. I guess you can call this the first true
Right.
sequel, even though it is a prequel, and it is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. I don't own this one. I don't know if you do, Nate. I would assume you do.
Yeah, yeah. Got the unrated version, which is probably the best one you can get. It's the goriest one. I like how at the time, since Saw was so big back then, they were like, "Oh, we gotta do that. We gotta have ours with a chainsaw chain around the disc." Because back then, the Saw movies had Saw as it. And a lot of movies back then tried doing that. So yeah.
Yeah, that was right around the time Saw 3 came out, I believe, was '06. Those
Mm-hmm.
movies must have came out right by side. And I don't know if you want to start with your thoughts, you can totally can.
You're probably you probably have less because there's not honestly a lot of fans of this one, and I could say this as a I don't know. I think in a movie with the gore, as far as gore goes, and it's kind of hard because I can't find anything else to defend it with because you don't have the best characters, you don't got the best, you got the family coming back from the original remake, so I didn't really care for the family too much, but I will say that I don't mind the movie. I think it's a decent prequel compared to other prequels out there. I mean, I think it's better than stuff like the Wrong Turn prequels and stuff like that. But I would say like this and Exorcist: The Beginning are kind of like those prequels. I mean, I can honestly have fun with the fact that the Thomas Hewitt stuff. That's probably the best part about the movie is just finding out how he got this face disease, this skin disease on his face, and how he made his first mask and all the fun stuff that does with that. But I don't like the ending. I think the ending is really bad. I think it's like really illogical. The movie has a lot of problems, but for me, I've always found it to be a fun watch with the gore being so crazy, and it really does. It's really that first Chancellor Massacre movie with the gore to actually match the massacre, because it really
Yeah.
does go far with the gore, and it's all practical. You got to think in 2006, there wasn't a lot of practical gore effects. I mean, Hatchet was 2006, and Saw, but at the time it was more about CGI effects. So besides your torture porn type movies, which was what the quotes were, I'll say this: would you rather watch those movies or the Japanese American remakes? I would rather watch those 2006 gritty movies, but um, I think the movie does have some good gore effects for its time. I think it's brutal. Um, it's just a fun little watch for me. And once again, I'm not a huge fan of the movie, but it is what it is. It's a for me decent prequel. I'd give it once again probably a 6.5. I like it a little bit more than the remake.
Yeah, I'm on the same exact boat as you. Like like literally couldn't agree more. I do like this one more than the remake, and I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I know this one has a lower rating, I think, on IMDb when compared to the remake. But I will say there's a couple of standout things for me before I get into my negatives. I Jordana Brewster's beautiful, and so is Diora Bard. I love the two of them.
Mm,
Um, are they the greatest actresses in the world? No, but that doesn't matter in a fucking chainsaw film. I
right.
mean, you're talking to someone who actually has fun with part 4, where all the actors besides Matthew McConaughey are shitty. But I think they're good looking, and I think I really I liked the look of this film. I thought it had a better look to it than the remake did. Like, there's something
Mhm.
about Marcus Nispel's films. I always feel like they look too polished. And considering Texas Chainsaw Massacre was the first classic horror movie he remade, I felt like I was saying before, it looked way too polished. This one doesn't look as polished to me. And I will say probably my biggest positive with this movie is the dinner scene. I think the dinner scene in this movie is actually really, really well done as Jordana Brewster's taunting Arlie Ermy and stuff like that. I think that stuff's really good. Where this one loses me a little bit, I don't like the stuff with Leatherface being laid off or giving birth to Leatherface. I'm just like what? Like I did not need to see Leatherface squirt out of his mother. Like,
It
I
was gory
never had to see
murder.
that. I understand he was born, man. We were all born. I don't
Right.
need to see that shit. And people were like, "Oh, it was gross. It that's why it's I was like, "No, that's not why I didn't like it. I just never I don't need to see the birth of fucking Jason. I still love Jason. I don't need to see him be born. That's just me though."
Mhm.
And I thought, some of the stuff they had the male characters in this wear that they looked like straight Abercrombie and Fitch models, like they
Yeah.
totally looked like they were ripped right off an Abercrombie and Fitch bag and put into a fucking film. And
Yeah.
then they get yelled at by Arlie Ermy. That's basically, the first like hour of this movie. But yeah, I agree. I think it's brutal. I think it really does match the massacre title. I like the gore, the practical gore. And I think there's way more positives with this one as opposed to the 2003 movie. I definitely can watch this one more. I've seen this one a lot more. And
Mhm.
I don't know. I know this one gets some hate and it's okay. I forget the director's name. Is it he's the same guy who did Darkness Falls. Jonathan Liebesman, I want to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Jonathan Leesbeth.
Yeah,
Leesbeth.
he also did like Battle LA. He made the movie The Tooth Fairy, The Killer Tooth Fairy, Darkness Falls. Not a bad filmmaker. He's actually gone on to do some pretty good movies. And I almost wish they had gotten him for the remake instead of Nispel. Like I might have flip-flopped the two, like where I would have had Nispel maybe do the beginning because I could see that being more polished than the remake. But it's with these two, it's the other way around. The remake's more polished. And I don't like that. But overall, I think Leatherface kicks ass in this film, and I forget who plays him. I don't know. Is it Andrew Bernarski again?
He came
Yeah,
back.
I like Leatherface a lot better in this film. I like that he pretty much gets everybody. I know a lot of people say that kills the suspense. But that's most prequels. You know that they're fucked. Like
Mhm.
Vacancy, they're fucked. The Thing prequel, they're fucked. Like most prequels they never end well. Like you're almost guaranteed the villain's winning at the end. That's
Yeah.
that's
Wrong
but,
turn is
but
like that. Wrong turn. You're thinking they're gonna get away, then it's like nah, and it's like oh, okay.
yeah, well, Wrong Turn 3 really gave them no pun intended here, no place to turn. Like
Mhm.
that was such a piece of shit movie. They were like, all right, let's go back. Let's do a prequel now because that was a piece of shit. And then
They get the same director, which I don't get why they would do that.
yeah, he directed 3, 4, and 5, and all three are pieces of shit. And then they were like, all right, screw this thing, man. We'll get a woman to do part 6. And part 6 better than maybe part 5, but holy shit. Like other than that, man, I don't know. Those
Mhm.
movies are pretty bad. Like those movies make the Hellraiser sequels look good. I'll say that. Like Wrong Turn from 3 to the end make the Hellraiser sequels like Inferno and Hell World, all those that makes those ones look good in comparison to me. I don't know. But yeah, man, I honestly enjoyed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning. I think
Me too.
probably post 4, it might be my favorite. I don't know. It's tough. Like after part 4, once you get to like the remake and 3D, it's definitely one of my higher ones. I like it more than Leatherface. I like it more than the remake. And then when it comes to 3D, it's like right about there for me. But if I had to rate this one, I think I'd do the same, like 6.5 out of 10, maybe even a 7 if on a good day, a good mood.
Right,
I
right.
definitely get some enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, I don't like the one thing I also didn't really like about it is, and this happens in a lot of prequels and a lot of just 70s horror film, but the Rob Zombie movies is they do the 70s look that just doesn't look legitimate to me. Like this is either the 70s or the 60s, and to me it just doesn't some of the way the people dress and the way they act and talk is just not 70s, and it's supposed to be the 70s. That kind of
Yeah.
bothers me in movies, though. But that was just a little nitpick, though.
Yeah, it almost looks like they wiped their ass with the film they were using, and it gave it that dirty yellow look. Um, the Saw movies at this time were doing that too. Like Saw 3 has the same look as this film, although they tried to make this look retro, which I appreciate. I'd rather it look retro than look fucking polished. But I agree with you. I don't like that the Saw movie look. Like from 3 on, Saws from 3 on, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
this movie kind of has that similar kind of stench to it where they tried to do too much with the look and in essence, shot themselves in the foot. But I think this is a capable fucking slasher movie. I mean, you've got boobs, you've got good-looking women, you've got a lot of fucking gore, you've got a good final act, I think. I know the ending is a little far-fetched, like him hiding in the back of the truck.
With
Like,
a chainsaw.
yeah, a 7 foot fucking Leatherface hiding behind, like that's unbelievable. But it's a prequel. It has to end badly, I guess. It was a shock, I'll say that, but it was a shock that didn't make the greatest sense. But when you get into the Illuminati shit in part 4, I don't know what
Yeah.
makes sense with this series and not. So I don't know. It's an enjoyable movie for me. I don't hate it like most. I'm glad to hear that you actually think it has some merits too. Yeah, 6.5 out of 5, 6.5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, same for me, man. Just a very typical prequel. Nothing too bad about it. I think it's a very straightforward movie. I actually enjoy it.
Yeah, me too. All right, so that brings us to 6 years later, and this one, I feel like this is the new one that really gets the most shit on. Like I feel like it's Our Generation's part 4,
Yeah.
but I don't know, man. Like this one, I don't fucking hate it like everybody else does. I don't know if I've actually not watched a review for this one, so this will be my first time hearing your thoughts. Nate the Great, what is your thoughts on John Loosenhop's Texas Chainsaw 3D?
See, I thought you was gonna be like most people who would, because I can't defend this movie. I think it's okay. Uh, and I'm pretty sure I did this review of it. People were probably shocked, but I don't know. I think it was different enough. I liked the approach of, all right, let's just make this movie that's kind of a throwback to the original film. I like the beginning of the movie where it was redone, pretty much like a remake of the end of the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
I like how it was different. It wasn't another Chainsaw Massacre movie with people at dinner tables and people getting, obviously you want to see that stuff, but I think it took a different direction, different approach. There's some stuff that I don't care about it, like the cast, and obviously isn't the best. Even the death scenes, I mean, there's not really any great ones. The CGI 3D effects are really bad, and I think Leatherface, just to me, isn't. I like his look. I like that look, but to me, I'm not a big fan of Leatherface. Um, to me, the look of the movie kind of has that Hollywood feel, which to me doesn't really look great. But at the same time, it did kind of make a new atmosphere for it. So I don't know. I mean, I like the fast-paced nature of the movie. I like how it brought some different stuff to the movie. I don't really care for the fact that, because like it never works in any movie that they've done where they try making you feel bad for the bad guy. And do you feel sorry for him? Do you want to cry for Leatherface? Like, dude, he cut people's faces off. He has a daughter. Somebody as a theory that maybe he raped somebody to get a daughter. I'm like, this is a person that eats people and kills people and tortures people. They're trying to make me feel bad for him. That and the Devil's Rejects. Like people was like, well, don't you feel so bad for him at the end? I'm like, no, man, because they killed people. You watch Hell's and Corpses, they over here torturing, killing people. I'm not saying that he's not likable. Like, obviously, Jason became the main point of the series when that got to that certain point in the Jason movies. Jason was the main focus. But they're not going to sit there and try to make Jason Superman, like make him, I stand for justice. I kill teens for the right reasons. It's like, to me, it works for certain people. To me, it doesn't. I don't do that. If it's a character that is over here killing people and torturing people, you can find sympathy, but to make them the overall good guy of the movie and making what's supposed to be the good guys the bad guys, by making them more gritty and making them more obviously trashy. I don't know. But I thought it did some interesting stuff. It has some cameos, which I don't mind, by Gunnar Hansen and Marilyn Burns and Bill Moseley playing the cook, which did a great job as playing the cook, Jim Sedow's role.
I agree.
I thought as a decade movie. I mean, this came out around the same time that the original movie came out, 2013. So it's maybe a year behind, but still, it came out around the anniversary time. I don't know. I think it's an okay movie. I mean, it doesn't have the greatest things in it, but it's a fast-paced little movie that I thought just did some things different. Different movie. I'd give it probably, I don't know, a 5.9 probably.
All right, we're going into the point ones here after the whole number. I don't know, man. Like for me, I always think about how this one was built because this one was really built. Well, I know a lot of them always say this, but the true sequel, and I remember seeing all the press release for this, and oh, Marilyn Burns is back, and John Dugan's back, and Bill Moseley, and Gunnar Hansen. All these people are coming back, whatnot, and I knew right when I heard that press release, like I wasn't stupid enough to believe, oh, the whole movie's going to be those people. I knew that was going to be brief. That's like one of the first things I know that pissed people off. Like they were mad. Like they felt they were. I don't know. Have you ever seen the movie Zombiegeddon?
No, I haven't.
It's a piece of shit movie. Never see it.
Okay.
It's one of those independent horror movies, and they put 100 independent horror genre stars on the cover, and they're all collectively in it for like 5 seconds, interspersed throughout the fucking movie. It's a
Wow.
piece of shit. It's one of like the biggest false advertising movies of all time. So I
Damn.
know a lot of people were upset with that, but you can't expect Gunnar Hansen to perform in an hour and a half movie as one of the leads. You can't, like, maybe Mosley for sure you could, but Marilyn Burns, no, she didn't do too much acting. John Dugan, I mean, John Dugan's basically playing a breathing corpse. Like, I don't know. I never understood why people were so upset about that. Like, I feel like they should have just thought about it. Like, obviously they weren't going to go there. So that was one of the things that, first off, always got me. And second thing, I know a lot of people bitch about the timeline, which I understand. It was a big goof. Like the whole, wouldn't Leatherface be 60 years old if this is all
Yeah.
these years later?
Yeah, that's like obvious too, like very obvious.
Yeah, yeah. Wouldn't that baby be 40 years old now? Like, I understand the gripes. It's bad. I'm not trying to defend it. But that that shit don't matter, man. Like in the grand scheme of a fucking slasher movie, a timeline doesn't matter. Does a fucking Friday 13th timeline really line up? You've been watching all these movies, Nate. I don't know about you, but I don't know what the fuck year part 7 takes place in, but it's not 1987.
It's like the 90s, maybe the early 2000s at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, no one has a fucking
it's like it's
cell
the
phone.
80s.
Yeah, like that's like to me, like if you're bitching about like timelines in horror, man, like I don't know, I feel like you're just not, like granted, I understand it's a gripe. I understand people have gripes with it. It is stupid. It's for me, it's not a make or break. As a whole, the reason I think this movie works is because it's really took the most simple approach from the original. It takes the stupid approach. It's a fucking group of dumb kids in a van getting killed. That's the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and that's Texas Chainsaw 3D in a nutshell.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of people hate this movie for all the wrong reasons. Like they hate this movie because of that. They hate, oh, there's no plot. There doesn't have to be. It's a fucking, I don't understand. Like there's not really a plot to the original film. It's what's really the plot. They're fucking they stop, they get murdered. That's not really a plot. It's just that's what it is. So I don't know. Like I just feel like this one gets shit on for all the wrong reasons. Um, I have a good time with this one. I think Alexandra Daddario is a beautiful woman. Again, big old titties running around the place, and you find out that she is actually Leatherface's cousin. And do your thing, cuz. I know Gideon wrote that in the comments.
Yeah,
Um,
I see it right now. Lick my plate.
Lick my plate, baby. And the other girl, Tanya Raymond, I think she was beautiful. I know you had like that rapper guy in here. I always forget his name.
Great
And
songs, I think.
yeah, dude, like that was
Why?
stupid. Apparently that was his decision. Like he wanted to be in the movie, and they were like, "Sure, you'll bring in all the teeny boppers," but that's like was a bad idea. Like they should have got Busta Rhymes. Like that
Yeah,
would have
or LL Cool J, man. Like I don't mind those guys, and the people will say, "Well, they're horrible." I'm like, they're not that bad. I mean, they don't. What did you expect? I mean,
yeah, that's what I want to ask a lot of the
in a
fans.
Halloween movie. It's LL Cool J in a Halloween movie. What the fuck do you expect, Mister? Yeah, I'm serious. Him
I'm
being
running the security guard.
yeah. Where's Michael? Like, dude, like that's not what I want.
I'm pretty sure. Does he ever even have an interaction with Michael, like in that movie? Like I forget.
Michael walks past him, so like he doesn't even see Michael.
I
He
don't
doesn't
think
know
Michael ever
what
attacked
happened
him.
that
Though.
night.
Does Michael ever attack him?
No, he gets they think he's Michael and he gets grazed by a bullet. That's the most he knows. So he survived the whole night, probably didn't know who the hell's attacking them. He just like, okay.
Security guard in a place where Michael Myers breaks into, never encounters Michael Myers.
It survives the movie. Like
Survives the movie, even though he's a dumbass, dude. It's blasphemy, though. Oh, okay. I think Gideon's trying to join again. Let's see. Unmute mic. It says you're muted, Gid. It says your mic isn't connected.
There you are.
Can you hear us? It says your mic's on now, pal. Oh, and now you turned it off.
Can you hear?
Can I hear? I hear you now. We hear you. Say something. Oh, okay. I guess you left again. Well, Gideon's having technical difficulties over here. But
He has the worst luck trying to join streams, I swear.
dude, yeah, I know. I feel like that always happens to Steve too.
Yeah.
Poor Steve. Hopefully Steve's doing good. He hasn't been saying anything in the chat lately, but shout out to Steve.
Yeah, shout out. Cool guy.
Steve's the man. I don't know. Is he still doing the Scooby-Doo reviews on his channel?
I think he wrapped him up. I think right now he's doing more October themed stuff right now. Maybe. I haven't seen his reviews yet. I want to though.
Yeah, same here. Same here. I totally check out Red Band Cast channel. That's our good buddy Steve. He's the man. Always chilling with us and talking horror with us. But yeah, back to this movie. Like, I don't know. I just think it's fun. It's stupid. It has no brain. It's a brainless slasher movie. And I feel like a lot of the movies after part one, I feel like this is the one that does that the best, I would say. Like, part two is a black comedy. Part three is trying to go back to the serious roots. Part four is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
But it's a fucking entertaining nightmare.
Yeah, it's awesome.
The remake is a polished version of the original. And then the beginning is really just a prequel to that same movie. So this was the real first, like, that like when they tone up the volume for a slasher sequel, like Halloween 2, Friday 13th Part 2, the body count continues. Like, I feel like this is like the Texas Chainsaw movie where the body count continues. This is the one of the only sequel of the franchise where we really got that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's definitely an okay movie, man. I mean, I think like what you said, man, very basic, simple slasher that I think covers a lot of things. I know I said that the kills weren't anything spectacular, but thinking back on it now, I think some guy gets his face smashed in. I think other face saws a guy in half. So I don't know why I said that. I mean, maybe I was thinking about this movie, but I know 3D has actually some pretty good effects, and it's practical too. Some practical effects too, which really surprised me. So.
Yeah, and I liked the finale. I liked the carnival thing. Like, it kind of gave me some Child's Play 3 vibes. And I thought it was kind of a cool little way to end a slasher movie. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I feel like this movie gets an overabundance of hate when there's just so much worse shit out there.
Yeah, it could have been miles worse. It could have been a CGI shitfest. You never know.
Yeah, and they could have gone into, why does Leatherface kill people? I don't give a fuck. I just want to see him kill people.
He does it because he's out of Twinkies.
He does it because he was laid off of the fucking slaughterhouse job. I'm just like, are you fucking kidding?
Leatherface goes to the temp service.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and Arlie Ermy kills the sheriff. That's how Arlie Ermy becomes the sheriff. I'm just like, yo,
Ooh, could have guessed that.
yeah, I would never in my wildest dreams have fucking been able to put that together.
Why does he wear skin? Why is his nose gone? What happened to his face? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he was born like
Why
that.
is he overweight?
He likes the meats.
Gideon, here's the real question: why was he wearing why was he like a tranny in part 4?
Okay, don't even get me started about part 4. I'm about to freak out. No, literally, I don't mean it's like being like a fucking angry ranter here. But I have to say though, if I had a copy of that disc right now, I would throw that into the bowels of hell, make sure it's burned. And if I had the fucking Infinity Gauntlet, I would completely snap that thing out of existence. That's how pissed I am about it.
I love it, man.
Snapped it out of fucking existence.
You just hear Leatherface in the background going, "Ah!"
Felmer's like, Vilmer, no.
Yo, Nate.
Get that
You know,
thing.
the other night, dude, you're like, you sit down. And I was like, "Ah!"
Yeah, Gideon,
Fuck
you have the Robert Jack Leatherface spot on with that scream.
That man's got like a freaking cult following ever since that movie came out, man.
Yeah, Leatherface is the worst thing in that movie, but I feel like Matthew McConaughey is so hilariously
He is.
entertaining that I can't help but watch it when I see that movie on. Like he always makes me laugh.
Where did the fucking plane come from? That's what I'm wondering.
Dude, we were talking about that on the last show. Where did that fucking plane? It's that random fucking plane coming down, kills him.
No, that's like the worst way to end a death. Really, you just make something unordinary come out of it.
I will say though, I think it's pretty well done. Like it's fucking.
I actually
like,
do.
As a stunt, I mean, can you imagine prepping that?
I
like-
couldn't.
That must have been insane. Oh yeah, I want you to swing down and get like this far to Matthew McConaughey's face, and then we're gonna cut it to a stunt double. It's
I
like,
set myself on fire for one of my films.
oh
Jesus.
my god.
Like literally, like
Hard.
I'm like going hard for this film, dude.
Yeah, I can't wait
Dude.
for it to come out, man.
Yeah, for you, those of you that don't know, Gideon is making his own little movie. The Paleface Mutilator is what it's called, and I've seen little bits and snips and scenes and stuff. And Gid looks like he's having some fun with some old school, gorific horror. So, just giving you a little plug on this show, Gid. I
Thank
can't
you.
wait to see it, man. Dude. Anytime, man.
I'm sending you guys actually some special packages.
Oh shit, this
Like
is
you,
gonna
you
be.
know, what I
awesome.
mean, you're getting like signed posters and shit because I'm making real posters and DVDs.
Well, hey, I hope it becomes the next Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This
Yeah.
way, I have that stuff for life.
I mean, I think it's funny though because like I mean, people are like asking me a lot at school because I've been getting like a lot of actresses and actors from my high school, and they're like, "Do you want to be like Stephen King when you get older?" And I'm like, "Hell no, hell no! I want to do what I want to do.
You want to be the Gideon.
I just want to make like '70s crazy cheese fest films."
Dude,
We
you
need
can
more
make
of
an
those.
entire career making schlock, man.
I love Schlock, dude. Schlock is my life.
Schlock is great because it's so fucking simple. It's just like, who cares if they're not great actors? It's fucking show me crazy blood and gore. That's schlock.
A little sneak preview for you guys. I actually kill somebody with a dildo.
Interesting.
I know literally like there's one scene where I grab a dildo and I put like a knife tip in it and I literally open this guy's mouth up and
You're
shove
gonna
it
get
right through.
demonetized.
No, I mean like I'm actually gonna put the full movie up on YouTube and I'm gonna censor some parts, so you have to actually buy the DVD to see it.
Is that on the deleted
On YouTube.
scenes? The dildo deleted scene?
No, I mean it's gonna be censored on YouTube. I'm not even gonna put the scene in there, but you just gotta buy the DVD to see the full uncensored scene.
Why does that sound like a kill from Sleepaway Camp? Like,
Oh, I mean I love Sleepaway Camp. That was one of the inspirations for this film.
She does the curling iron to the pussy in Sleepaway.
Oh, that killed me.
oh, that was brutal.
I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Yeah, that's pretty mean spirited fucking kill.
That's like practically two, and it was like, ouch.
Yeah, we got a lot of really over the top kills in this film. Like, we cut somebody from the bottom upwards with a chainsaw,
Nice.
Okay.
and you see Anton literally eat this guy's dick.
Oh, interesting.
Not in a sexual way. He just starts biting into it like an apple, and he's like,
How do you say it? Like a crawfish, just
no, literally. You hear him like mumble on his
Oh
voice
my
because he
God.
doesn't really talk. He's like, Granny Smiths.
Gideon, you're fucking crazy. I hope you know.
Oh, I am completely crazy, but I embrace that just to make movies.
Hey, that's what you got to do. I think you've killed Nate.
Oh, trust me. Like, I want to give Nate a voice role in the film where he just like he
me and
called in.
him like call. Like I do nothing but laugh.
What was the fucking clip I saw? This was fucking hilarious. Where I think it was maybe Grimm's movie where he had Nate in the movie in a little role asking for mushrooms.
Yeah. He sent me the script. I'm like, I must do this.
He's
You're
like,
like,
I don't know about
funny
you,
thing
man,
is-
but I need these mushrooms.
yeah, it's like it's Nate. Nate is the last person that would ever ask for mushrooms, and he's like, hey man, you gotta get those mushrooms.
I didn't give him any mushroom, and he starts posting those Facebook posts.
Nate's on those mushrooms when he starts going crazy on with those crazy hateful Facebook messages.
I love the dude though. I mean, seriously, if I start to make dough with this movie, like I'm not in for the money. I'm in just to make the movie. But if I do, I'm gonna get us all together to make a horror movie together, like just a crazy 80s themed slasher movie.
Dude, I'm so down. As long as you make sure you don't forget Nate's mushrooms.
I won't.
I get my mushrooms, man. I totally need them by Friday.
I roasted Nate. I roasted the hell out of Nate one night, actually.
You roasted
Why?
me many times
By accident. We mess around like we roast each other just for fun, and like he sent a picture of like Chop Top, and it looked just like me. Trust me, when my hair's pulled back.
It does.
And I sent him a picture of Otto from Beetlejuice.
I was like, you asshole.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Lick my plate.
These are the vibes, everybody. These are the fucking vibes. This is the Horror Clan, the best trio ever. Granted, we're like us three and Grim are like the only people that talk in the chat. Like you got people in that chat, I don't even know who the fuck they are. Like they don't ever say anything. Like Jay Sloan, I have no clue who that is. He never said a word.
Same.
There's
Well, bud,
like, I don't know.
I have to say I can smell your rough pussy on the butt of my gun. Hope it doesn't rust the barrel.
Again, you crack me up, man.
Nate, we were like, it's us three and Grim that really talk in the chat. Like, I don't know half the other people. Like, they read our stuff. I'm always like, yo, who are these fucking people?
They're probably just like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah, like when I go off ranting and shit, I just see like people's names and I'm just like, they shouldn't be reading this. I don't know who these people are. Like,
I love it, dude. I just sit back and watch the fire.
that Jay Sloan kid always does. He's always checking the chat and he never says a word.
Yeah, Jay Stone, Chris Brock, and a couple other people in there don't really say much. But
That's how it is with my actors, actually, in my film. When you just like, I'm like, hey guys, I got a really cool idea. It involves a cat. It involves a bathtub full of blood. Now, are you guys cool if we do this? We can shoot this weekend. They're like, yeah. And they show up and we're just like, let's do this. And I'm sitting in the bathtub naked with a cat covered in blood.
What the fuck?
Man, I see myself as sort of like a David Lynch abortion. I make the weirdest stuff that comes to my mind.
Good, bro. This society does not know how to handle us, man.
No, trust me. Like, literally, I go to school and I have on like a fucking Rob Zombie t-shirt that says like Nosferatu asshole, and people look at me like, and I'm like, what?
Gideon, you need to fucking trademark what you just said, dude. You need to trademark. I look at myself as a David Lynch abortion.
That's how I see myself.
That's the funniest fucking thing I ever heard.
And a Ed Wood come baby.
Dude, yeah. You're like a Polonia brother. Like the Polonia brother that never was, because they made horror, low budget.
Love the Polonia brothers.
Dude, I know. Wood Chipper Massacre.
Oh, yes. Splatter Farm.
Cannibal Camp Out, dude.
I got them all on VHS, dude.
Dude, I'm jealous. You have those on VHS. I would kill to have those.
No, I mean, like, I've literally tried to contact Mark Poloni a couple times because I'm like, hey, dude, I'm not trying to plug myself in here or anything, but if you ever need an actor who's willing to do anything, I'm your guy. I'll drive out there myself and I'll be in one of your films.
Feeders 2 Sleigh Bells.
Oh, Feeders are bad. Feeders is bad, but like,
I love
like
Feeders.
Cannibal Camp Out and shit.
Did you guys see Matt's review on those movies? It's so hilarious. He's like, I'm looking on my life. I just saw 2 movies.
Ghost of Camp Blood, the Ghost of Camp Blood.
Yeah.
No, like seriously, like I just watched that and I left my ass off. I'm like, dude, you can tell these guys are just acting because they've been paid. And I'm like,
you ever see a bad schlock movie? This is one that I actually don't like the movie, but I figured I'd ask you just because it's such a fucking hilariously bad movie. Have you ever seen The Corpse Grinders?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I was talking about that at the game.
Left out. I don't know any of these.
Me and my nana was watching it together.
You watched that with your grandma? What?
No, she loves. No, seriously, man. You can thank her. You can thank her for making me into what I am.
Your grandmother got you into horror? I never knew this.
Oh yeah. My back in the day, I was like probably 6 or 7, and I always liked Star Wars, right? I was a huge Star Wars buff. And
how you go from Star Wars to The Corpse Grinders?
I don't know, man. I'll tell the story.
The Corpse Grinders, and you said you watch it with your grandma.
Yeah, I watch it with my grandma a lot, actually.
Dude, I couldn't imagine watching The Corpse Grinders with my grandma. If I watched The Corpse Grinders with my grandma, she'd probably call the cops.
I mean, she always laughs so hard whenever it gets to the gore parts, and I'm like, that's my nana.
Yeah, that's fucking. I'm actually kind of jealous. I wish my grandmother loved horror movies like that.
The thing about it though, man, is I mean, she's kind of the one who got me started into it, man. Like, I think the first ever horror film I saw that was actually I really got into was Critters.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I would be sitting in the back of the car eating McDonald's, watching Critters on our little portable TV player, and like my dad actually, he said back then he showed me Cannibal Holocaust when I was like probably 3 or 4.
Oh my god!
And no, the full unrated, like everything, the abortion scene, everything, and it just like somehow I think I have repressed memories of that got me into wanting to make films, and I'm like, yeah, I want to traumatize some kids.
What is this thing going on YouTube? It says pick topics you like. What is this about?
I don't know. It's like probably something else. Susan. Yeah, I'm calling you out here, Susan.
This is weird. I've never seen this before.
I want to make a YouTube where you just post whatever you want. Like not like bad stuff, but like if you're a filmmaker, you can go as far as you want to go, as long as you're not hurting people.
Yeah, YouTube's. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to get you to filter so you don't look at your subscription. That's kind of messed up, honestly.
Yep.
By the way, just to explain to you, Nate, what The Corpse Grinders is, it's a really bad movie. It's basically these 2 brothers that take corpses and they put them as cat food. Like they start selling it as cat food.
I saw a commercial for that movie. That was like, what?
I loved it. It's like,
a great idea. It's just a bad movie. Like, it's a great fucking idea. It's just so poorly made, but like I said,
The Corpse Grinders.
Yeah, the trailer's awesome. The Corpse Grinders.
Oh, actually, like in a couple months, me and my friends are actually be shooting a trailer for the Paleface Mutilator. We saw that little teaser one on my Facebook, but we're gonna have like one of those old '70s trailers with like we're gonna have this movie theater with people coming out, and they're like, "Excuse me, sir, you've seen the Paleface Mutilator. What's your idea?" Somebody's gonna be like, "We're gonna have a guy come out in a straitjacket and screaming."
Gideon, you are the man, dude. I could listen to you talk about anything.
I mean, I just love filmmaking, dude.
Dude, me too. I wish I had the money to do it, man. It stinks because it's not easy, but I will definitely, like, in my lifetime, make a movie before I die. Like,
oh hell yeah, dude. Yo, hey, if you ever need any help, I'll be happy to come down there.
Kid, you will be one of my first calls because I know that you are willing, ready, and able.
I go full method, dude. Like when I'm playing Anton in the film, and like I literally has been watching serial killer documentaries just to get in the mindset.
You're a legend, dude. This is why we
love footage of Divine because he's a huge inspiration on Anton.
Oh, yo, pink flamingos. Nate's flashing us.
Oh yeah, let me see that big, freaking
Oh, no.
swirly, furry dick.
This is the wrong time.
Oh yeah, Otto.
There goes the demonetization.
There goes the
Demonetization.
neighborhood.
Oh god. Garbage day. No. I love that.
Dude, that's one of the funniest movies of all time. I love
Oh
that
yeah, it
fucking
is.
movie.
I recently picked up the Silent Night, Deadly Night, the collection, and I've been watching them.
Oh, the 3-pack with 3, 4, and 5?
Yeah.
Dude, part 3 is hilarious. It's this big Bill Moseley running around with the fucking
Yeah,
bucket
it's
on his head.
great. It's great.
And then part 5 is probably of those 3 my favorite. Fucking Mickey Rooney is the toy maker.
Mickey Rooney.
Mickey Rooney's running around with Joe Petto.
Joe Petto.
Joe Petto. And the final like 10 minutes of that movie is so batshit crazy. You can't help but fucking laugh at it. Like, cause it's just like, what the fuck? Like,
That's something I would make.
yeah, that Silent Night Deadly Night 5 is a fucking classic. People don't know this. This will blow Nate's mind because it's actually related to the marathon he's doing right now. That movie is written and directed by Martin Kittrusser, who actually is the credited man for putting the hockey mask on Jason. He wrote part 3 and he did the story for part 2. So Martin Kittrusser is actually related to the Friday the 13th franchise and also directed Silent Night Deadly Night Part 5, which is probably after part 2 the best sequel.
Oh my god.
Right?
Like seriously, I guess you win some, lose some.
Dude, and you know what's crazy about it is nowadays, he's actually working with a famous little filmmaker you may or may not have heard of, Quentin Tarantino.
Oh god.
He's Quentin Tarantino's script supervisor.
Gosh, man.
So he's the script supervisor on Pulp Fiction.
Oh.
So just think about it. 3 years before he supervised that script, he's fucking directing Silent Night Deadly Night Part 5 with Mickey Rooney. Like,
that reminds me of the time that I texted Tom Savini.
You texted Tom Savini?
Yeah.
Did it go through?
Boy.
He never got back to me, but
I'm sure he didn't.
I was like, oh my god. He's probably like, oh god, there's another kid. Fuck off.
Oh, Gideon, while I have you on here, I've been watching mucho Tales from the Dark Side. Dude.
Oh, yes.
I've been watching this like nightly, man. I fucking love this show. It's so fucking awesome. And considering the ones that Savini directed, I fucking love all 3 of the ones he directed, but the best one I liked was the family reunion with the werewolves.
Oh yeah.
That was a great episode of television, man. I fucking loved that. Scary as hell.
The movie I thought was really well done. One day I do want to.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite movies of all times.
Deborah Harry, dude, trying to cook that kid. I love that movie.
Oh god.
And the mummy segment with Steve Buscemi.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I like that part. I like the wraparound story too. It's a very creepy idea. You broke your promise.
I know.
Mine's
go ahead, Nate. I'm sorry.
No, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just saying my favorite was probably the one with the cat story. Like,
oh, definitely. That's the one Romero wrote that.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
that was a good one.
It just goes inside of him.
Dude, epic. That's the best segment of the movie. I agree. That's like a perfect freak show segment that never was. I guess it's technically Tales from the Dark Side.
I'm sorry for what I'm about to say, but I can't help say it. But that guy got some good pussy.
Ah, that guy takes getting pussy way too seriously.
Yes, trust me. That's like up in the face.
That's what I always say that about people.
And I mean, cat. Use SJW's cat.
Yes. Screw the SJWs, dude. I always say that about like guys.
Gamers unite.
Oh my god. You offended me. I'm joking.
Dude, you ever see a guy in skinny jeans, you're gonna be like, man, you take getting into girls' pants way too serious.
I can't even wear skinny jeans. Literally, it hurts my love handles.
Dude, if I wore skinny jeans and I fell, dude, not only would my pants split, the fucking equator would split. Like the whole world.
No, like seriously, like one of my biggest pet peeves though I have sometimes is I my shirts don't fit sometimes. My medication makes me gain weight because I'm on like a bunch of medications, And it's funny though because like I have them on, and they're like sometimes they don't go up over my stomach. I'm like, fuck. I'm just have to put it down my waist, and I'm like, hope nobody fucking sees this.
Nah, who cares, man?
And I'm like, oh yeah, look at my sexy boat hair.
Damn right.
My hairy Chewbacca ass body.
Gideon, there's only one you, I have to say. But
There are
yeah,
many of me.
so coming full circle with this retrospective after the fun Gideon tirade, I figured there's one more movie we could discuss here, and then I got to call it a night because I'm tired as hell. But let's discuss the final movie to date of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series. This one's a fucking turd, in my opinion. I don't know how Nate feels, and I don't know if Gideon's seen it, but this is Leatherface from 2017, aka one of the shittiest fucking ones of the series, in my opinion. Any thoughts from either one of you?
Ged, you want to go first?
Okay, yeah, go first. Sorry about the noise. We just, I guess a cat just exploded in my room. But
I believe that.
yeah, probably. I don't know. Get back here, you sweet little ass. But yeah, in all seriousness though, Leatherface is sort of a strange thing for me because I picked it up at Walmart one night when I was like, just going around there picking up some sheets so I can make them bloody like I do all the time. I have like a whole entire complete closet full of bloody sheets. Don't ask them where they came from, but it's different. But yeah, Leatherface. I sat down one night and I was like, hey, I've heard about this film and I heard it was shelved for a year, and I was like, I was hoping this was gonna actually be in theaters because I was getting into Texas Chainsaw hard when that movie came out, and so I sit down and watch this film and I'm like, hey, this opening's pretty cool. We see Nubbins and all of them, and they're Nubbins is a fat little Augustus Gloop kid, and and we're just sitting there, and they're like, he says, "Happy birthday," and they give him his chainsaw, and you just see this guy sitting there completely bound to the chair, and he's like, "Do it, do it," and he can't fucking do it. And I'm like, seriously, this is Leatherface. He looks like a little bright-eyed, Corey Haim child, and we lead into more of the story where the policeman's daughter gets, not to spoil such an old ass movie, but fell into a barn, is all I have to say. But yeah, basically, I thought the really cool part of the film that nobody talks about is the cow head. I love the cow head. That is cool as hell, in my opinion. But just the overall thing about this film, I feel that they tried to push a bunch of different ideologies into one simple character that is only known for a couple things. Because originally Leatherface is just a killer. He's just like a big guard dog. He's trying to protect his family. And I felt like the filmmakers, which I didn't know they're French. That's the thing about it. And they wanted to kind of make it like a guessing game, as I like to say. Like I think Andy the Maniacal Cinephile said it kind of in his Stitched Together review. Sorry for the plug. But he said, they didn't exactly know what they wanted Leatherface to be. Like, it's like, hey, maybe this girl could be Leatherface.
It's true. You're right. Definitely.
And we see this like overweight kind of strong brute kid that, it cuts like, years into them being in an asylum. And you see like the strong brute kid who's like, oh, obviously that's Leatherface. We know it is. And he gets fucking shot. And I'm like, oh, you fucking didn't. And we found out that little skinny, talking like this kid is actually Leatherface. I mean, at least in the 2006 timelines. And this movie is a pile of shit in some aspects, but I enjoy the music choices. Only thing I like about it.
Fair enough, my friend. I appreciate
the ending too. I actually like the ending because that scene where you just see him like stitching the face together. I just fucking love that image.
Yeah, that was a cool image. I agree. I gotta say, like you actually shed a lot of light on this one for me. Like when it comes to the filmmakers, if people don't know, I don't know. I might have this one in my room. I'm trying to look for it right now. I don't think I have it in my room on me. But these are the same directors that did the movie Inside. It's a French gore film. It's fucking great. It's basically
Yeah,
about
that surprises me.
Yeah.
me
Love that
too.
movie.
Yeah, that's the first thing. And I don't know if you guys know this, but they were the original choices to remake the Halloween 2007. They were the original choices. It was those two. And
Whoa.
basically, I think it ended up being the Weinsteins loved the Devil's Rejects, and they were like, no, we're going to go with the American. We're going to go with Zombie. He's going to remake this, and we're not going to go with these two French people. Because Inside was a brilliant little fucking movie about this woman who's pregnant, and this home invader comes in, and the gore and suspense and tension that ensues is just absolutely fucking top notch. One of the best horror movies of this century, I would say. Um, with that being said, those two directors don't smell like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I feel like they would have worked better trying to remake Halloween. And in that vein, I think Rob Zombie would have been a better choice for Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Exactly.
than these two. Like that's just how I feel. I think Rob Zombie, everything you look at out of him, he's hardcore exploitation, grimy. That's the type of filmmaker he is. So like the crazy murder, psychopathic movie.
As
That's
long as it
Rob
doesn't make
Zombie.
Leatherface say fat blonde kid listen to Kiss, then I'm good.
Exactly. That I would have preferred that because it would have at least been like, all right, it would have fit in the tone. But with Michael Myers, it turned a lot of people off.
You just see Leatherface busting out of the basement wearing like a fucking Kiss shirt. Get out of my room, Mom! And he's a fat kid wearing a skin face.
Yeah, I can
He's like-
fucking see that.
She's like, what do you want for dinner, Jen? And he's like, Pizza Hut!
He's a fucking big Motorhead fan. Let me
Oh
fly,
my god.
dude, that would actually be fucking hilarious. In an alternate universe, that's what happened. Rob Zombie made Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Oh yeah.
with fucking Leatherface.
I mean,
wearing
we
a
can
Kiss
obviously
shirt.
tell House of Corpses is very heavily inspired by the original Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, all of that. I would say even Texas Chainsaw 2. Like the end of
Oh,
House
yes.
of Thousand Corpses is so Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Oh, it
The
is.
bright lights and Dr. Satan and all that shit. Yeah, like that's all for sure Texas Chainsaw 1 and 2. That's why I think Rob Zombie would have been better. But with that said, man, I don't know. Like they just went too far, too many different directions trying to make Leatherface something that he wasn't. And I felt this movie really fell fucking flat. I would say this is one of my least favorite of the entire franchise. I feel like it wasn't the director's faults. I just feel like they were a very poor choice. So I kind of blame the producers that went with them. I think those people should have gotten their chance with Halloween. And I feel like, Rob Zombie should have got his chance with this. But we'll never know. We'll never know. But I don't know. All in all, I thought that Leatherface was a huge step backwards from even the previous two movies. I would say it's right there with the remake for me, if not maybe a little bit lower.
Yeah, it's probably one of my least favorites too.
What are your overall thoughts, though, Nate?
So one day I went over to my friend's house and he wanted to watch this movie. It was on demand and he already had it. He said that he actually enjoyed the movie. He's like, you know what? I know you're a big fan of horror movies. I think you'll like this movie. Let's watch it. I was like, sure, why not? And I kind of have a split thing with this movie, right down the middle. One half of me loves this movie because I thought it did it really well with the characters and I liked certain aspects of the story. I liked the story they were trying to form with these characters. So the first half of me, I'm like, you know what? I like this whole chasing and I thought it was well done, well directed. Yeah, it's a really but I wasn't looking at it as, all right, this is connected to the Chainsaw Massacre movies. I was just saying, you know what? This part I think is decent. It's a decent little cat and mouse movie with some okay characters. It's very unique. I've never seen it before. Maybe a little similar to Devil's Rejects, but overall, I didn't mind that part. The other half of me fucking hates this movie because this movie to me really has some bullshit going on in it that I don't fucking get. And I don't mean to swear so much, but
Oh god,
Swearing
Nate.
is encouraged, Nate.
Oh,
Swear.
Nate.
But half of me does really hate this movie because, and look at this, they spoil it right here on the fucking DVD case. Look at that, they spoiled it right there.
Yeah.
But look, as a standalone story, I don't mind that part of the story with the guy, Frost from Blade, whatever his name was in Blade, Stephen Dorff, whatever that guy's name is. I didn't mind him. I didn't mind the cast. I didn't mind how they were from an asylum trying to, escape from the law and stuff like that. I didn't mind that stuff. What I hated was the fact that you're telling me that this big brooding guy who is like silent and look at that. That's how Leatherface drags his victims. That's how he looks. You're telling me that he is not Leatherface and he gets more kills than Leatherface in this movie. This should be called his movie. Whatever his name was, this is his movie, not Leatherface. And that twist doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, so this scrawny old little guy over here that is like magazine cover fucking Hollywood guy, fucking
They went the Joker route, in my opinion, with this one. All it takes is one bad day.
It's just, it doesn't make sense to me. First of all, he's like this nice, charming guy, and then he gets shot in the face, and
he's so treacherous. One moment you're lost in a carnival of delights. The next moment, you're somewhere dark, cold, and filled with Rob Zombie's Halloween.
I mean, look. I wouldn't have minded it if the fact that, because of the original plot I heard about, and it was supposed to be way different than this. It was supposed to be the whole movie was through his childhood. And I'm like, first of all, you don't need 2 prequels in a series, but if you're gonna do one thing, this isn't even a prequel. People say it's a prequel. I'm like, it is, but it's not even really a prequel to this franchise. It's a random ass movie about some cat and mouse game. That part of me would do a rant on it. The other part of me says, but was that executed well? And I'm like, I don't know. I thought for the acting, for the film, for the direction, I thought it looked good, I thought it sounded good, thought it had some good stuff in it, some good shots, some good cinematography. But as a Chainsaw Massacre movie, it's easily one of the worst because it doesn't do anything with Leatherface. And it doesn't do anything with the Sawyers. It doesn't do anything with the Slaughters. Whatever they are in this movie, it doesn't do anything with them. It's pointless. It's garbage in that regard. But yeah, man, I really don't like this movie. As a Texans of Massacre movie, I hate it. As a standalone movie, you take this out, and you know what? I can't say it for Halloween 3, because to me, Halloween 3 has a good story, and it has a lot of good things in it. Tom Atkins alone is better than anything in this movie. But, at least that had a good story, good acting. To me, this movie does have some okay acting and does have the cat and mouse thing, but the fact that it is a Chainsaw Massacre movie, like, you know what I'm saying? Halloween 3 didn't have Michael Myers in it. This has Leatherface in it, so you'd expect it to be having Leatherface in it doing stuff. I don't know, man. I went on too much of a tirade for it. I mean, half of me thinks it's okay. Half of me hates the movie to death and thinks it's a piece of utter shit, but I don't know. It's definitely one of my least favorites, man.
Little fun fact, though. Oh, sorry, John. I don't mean to interrupt you.
No worries. Go ahead.
Little fun fact, though. It was actually going to be very different with the original script ideas. They were going to go on more about how, Leatherface was... They were going to make the original character of, whatever they call him, Jed, more messed up and more crazy, even as scrawny you look. They were going to make where he was actually a cross-dresser, which would actually indicate the creation of the Pretty Woman mask. How Leatherface likes to dress in, makeup and such. Because they were going to have it where, like, one of Jed's, like, foster homes, this girl made him dress up as a girl.
Right.
Could be darker.
He doesn't act like Leatherface. He doesn't have any characteristics that would make him Leatherface.
He doesn't. I mean, the bigger dude actually has more characteristics.
Yeah, you're telling me this guy is going to grow up, hit puberty, hit a growth spurt like that, become 7 foot tall, and
neat.
start murdering people with chainsaws? Like, that part of me I didn't understand that part. And it's different, I get it, but it's totally misses the point of a Chainsaw Massacre movie, and it's like a pointless watch. Literally, what's the point of it?
I'm just going to tell you, though, man, if I was put in charge of releasing a Texas Chainsaw movie, I'm just going to release All American Massacre if I can get my hands on it.
I would rather see that. That would have more of a connection.
That is literally the whole hell to me.
you'll know who Chop Top is. You know?
Yeah. Oh God, like literally, man. I lust for that film to be released.
Yeah, I'm total agreement with both of you. I feel like this is just a fail as a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, and I know a lot of people defend it will say, "Oh, there's no Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the title; it's just Leatherface." But I don't. Leatherface is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and vice versa. So I don't really
Yeah.
get that defense.
It's like calling Freddy Krueger big scary man with big scary claws makes me have dreams about needles.
Yeah, like it would just be like making a movie called Freddy Krueger and not thinking Nightmare on Elm Street. Like
We're just gonna focus on the kids instead of the killers.
Hey, it ain't gonna be a good movie. Just saying that. If you ain't got Matthew McConaughey having fun, then
Oh God,
I want to see a Velmer movie than this. I would rather.
I want to see that movie burn. I can direct one better with my freaking $10 chainsaw.
For it. The new title for the new movie is just called Texas. That's all it's called. It's called Texas.
You're kidding, Nate.
Yeah, the new movie is just called Texas. I'm like, that's stupid.
I mean, truthfully, man, I don't mean to sound kind of narcissistic, but if I was gonna make a Texas Chainsaw film, I'd just call it Dahmer's Chainsaw Massacre. Like Dahmer's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Original stuff. They just call it Texas. I'm like, that could be about anything. How is the Chainsaw Massacre movie? Texas.
I just want to make a Chop Top standalone film, to be honest.
I was talking about this earlier. Why don't they make an Amityville reboot? Like Amityville, Children of the Corn. Stop rebooting all these popular franchises. Like Chucky did not need Cult of Chucky.
Reboot Rumpelstiltskin.
Robert the Doll. These really bad movies.
Oh, fuck it for me.
Like reboot something that's bad. Like reboot Children of the Corn, but like redo it where it's actually good, not another sequel. Like
I want to see a reboot of Ice Cream Man. I love that movie with all my heart.
Oh my God, I love that movie.
Nobody knows what The Unseen is. Why don't you do a remake on that or something? Nobody knows certain movies. Why don't you
didn't say thank you.
So do we have final ratings on Leatherface out of 10?
Yeah.
I'll give it
yours, good?
4. Very good.
4. Yeah, 4 for me.
How about you, Nate?
4.
All right, I guess I'll go with a 4 too. I will do triple 4s. Yeah, it's definitely one of my least favorites. Right there with the remake. It's this, and I like the remake a little bit better than this. So maybe I'd even go below 4. But just to
sorry for exploding, John.
That's my mama.
No, I love it. That's good, clean comedy. That's good, clean content right there.
Trust me, when you have me on, there ain't no clean content.
Oh, dude, I know. You mentioned abortions about, 5 minutes until you were on the show?
It's just KFC. It's good.
You ain't gonna make money off this one.
That's true. Hey,
oh
it's
God,
all for fun,
I'm sorry.
Right?
I didn't mean to make you lose your tuna for the month.
Yeah, right.
Just kidding with you, man. I didn't mean to make you leave your Chef Boyardee.
Chef Boyardee is the man, by the way. Just gonna
no, little tirade right here, bud. Their pizza smells like ass crack.
I bet it does.
I like when you take it to lunch the next day, it's like, oh my God.
Well, I hate to cut this, but I am fucking exhausted. So that is probably going to be it for this video, unless you two have anything else you wanted to add real quick here.
Just thanks for having me on, man. It was really fun to do this. Thanks for having me on Ram Nation too. That was a great time. Thanks for being on. It's been a hell of a time having you on, man. You always make every stream just fucking the best. And yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. Sorry for exploding at the end, but
thanks for having me on too, brother.
Dude, both of you, any goddamn time you want to come on, you're more than welcome. I love talking horror with you.
We need to talk about the Basketball Killer movie sometime.
Oh, the Night of the Dribbler? Oh my God.
And probably a Terror Tunes.
I want to do a live commentary of Night of the Dribbler, but I'm going to wear like a basketball jersey and a headband.
Vampire Motorcycle, whatever that one was called.
Oh, shit.
Dude, there's so many bad ones out there.
Killer Condoms.
I just want to take all these random horror titles, put them on a dartboard, close my eyes and throw a dart at them, and then whatever one I hit, I have to do a commentary for.
I just hit Night of the Olympus.
I want to watch Night of the Dribbler with Gideon. So
Oh
bad.
god, dude. No, it looks like one of those masks you get at Walmart, like the comedy masks.
Yeah, yeah.
And like they just like said, "Hey, here's a budget. Here's a band in high school. Go shoot a film about probably sex and gore." And they go where it's like, "Oh, this guy's powerful with basketballs." No, literally, I'm making a film, the feature film in the future, probably 2020 is when it's going to come out, called Citrus. I'm making a film called Citrus.
Killer Orange.
No, it's going to be worse than that. It's going to be like the cheesiest of cheese fests.
I hope it's about a killer Capri Sun. That would
It's
be
about these
badass.
cannibals that drink people's brains with citrus.
They drink people's brains with Capri Sun straws.
Yes,
a
that's what
giant
they
one.
do.
I get story cred, Gid.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna put you story credit.
Good looks. All right. Well, that's gonna be it for tonight. Thank you guys again for coming on. I appreciate
Anytime,
it.
man.
And for anybody else that's still watching, please totally check out my Gates of Hell trilogy review on the Graveyard Thursday. That's going to be a really, really fun show. And I'll get into all the stuff that I've been watching around October time period. It's been fun. It's been a really fun month. We're only like 8 or 9 days in. And I've just watched an overabundance of fucking movies. I also won these Hellraiser VHSs, which I'll get into the full story of that on the show on Thursday too. But I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you for commenting. I know we got a couple comments, and hopefully like, subscribe, all that good shit. Check out the Horror Boys channel. Check out Gid Dahmer's channel. Check out the Paleface Mutilator. Check out Nate's awesome Friday 13th marathon. It's all been going Gucci and like that. But that's going to be all for tonight. That was the end of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre retrospective. And I am John Pants Playa. I am the best in the world. This has been a TCM retrospective with my boys, the Horror Clan.
Yeah.
Too sweet, brothers.
Explorers for life.
Too sweet.